Hey guys, Chef Jason hanging out in the kitchen with, a pile of rusty cast iron pans because it happened. I didn't store them right. They rusted, and today's video, we're gonna show you how to remove rust from your cast iron pans, get them all ready to be reseasoned. So let's dig in. We'll show you the tools. We'll get started, and we'll get things back and prepped and ready to be reseasoned for more cooking adventures. All right, let's dig in and show you a little bit of our tools today. I'm starting with my Lodge Rust Eraser. Very cool because this has some silicon carbide in it, also rubber, so that's going to do a really nice job helping us get things cleaned up and ready. Then we're going to move into our Lodge chainmail, kind of that scrubbing pad, if you will, or you can use some stainless steel scrubby or even steel wool, and then Dawn Power Wash. That's right, Dawn Power Wash or a little bit of Dawn soap going to help us do a really nice job getting everything cleaned and ready to go. Okay, now we are dealing with two kinds of rust today. We've got obviously a lot of rust in these cast iron pans. Wow, that's a lot. And then we've got some surface rust to deal with as well. So I'm going to show you two different ways, how to deal with that surface rust and then how to take care of that big rust. All right, so obviously here we've got some surface rust, and that happens. And one of the cool things about the Rust Eraser is it has that silicon carbide in it and it's rubber. So it does a really good job getting down in there to get that surface rust and tarnish off your exterior surfaces, right? It even works in the pan too, but I love it on the exterior to help remove a lot of that, kind of like that did. And I'll just keep using this to get really in every nook and cranny to get that surface rust, that oxidation or tarnish off. Now, can you use the Rust Eraser on a lot of rust like this? Yes, absolutely. But you're going to use a lot of the eraser, and I feel like that is a lot of rust. But if you go in there, you can obviously start scraping that away like that. But guess what? We're removing some of our seasoning, and that's gonna happen when you clean the rust out. So, number one, you could totally use the Rust Eraser for all of this. But what I like to do is, let's get in there with the steel wool, get in there with a little Dawn Power Wash, and we're gonna scrub all of that rust away. And I'll show you how we do that next. Here we are in the sink, and now it's time to go ahead and spray this down with our Dawn Power Wash. And I want to coat it pretty heavy and give it a couple minutes to soak in and really start to activate that rust, bring it to the surface so we can scrub it off. Okay, after 2 minutes, look at that, rust came alive. Now get in there with that scrubby and go after it. A lot of elbow grease, but don't worry about it. We know we're gonna have to reseason it, and that's okay. Just get in there and scrub it good. We wanna get all of that rust removed and get this thing back to beautiful. Okay, now remember, if you don't have Dawn Power Wash, it's okay. Dawn soap works great. You need a few drops and you'll be set to go. Okay, we washed away the first round of scrubbing, got that clean, but look at in the corners, I could still see some rust. So now I'm gonna use my Rust Eraser to get in the corners and get some of that tarnish and rust gone. Okay, as you can see, we still have a little bit of rust and oxidation and tarnish. Time to grab the Rust Eraser and get in there to get that done. Now, I am gonna scrub hard, and I'm going to get in and get every last bit out, but look at that. If you notice, we are exposing that metal right there, which means we're going to have to reseason. Don't worry about it. We are going to take care of that at the end. But in the meantime, I want to get into every corner, edge, side, and get all of that rust and tarnish removed. Okay, let's give it a quick rinse, get that eraser bits out of there, and now it's time to get it ready for one more round of scrubbing. So, a little more Dawn Power Wash, and let's get in there and scrub it again. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a final rinse, get all that soap and residue out. But I'll tell you what, that looks really nice. So, let's go ahead and head back to the table. I'm going to show you what we're up to next. You know, I'll tell you, it's crazy to me to think that that rust came off that easily, right? We used our stainless steel scrubby, we used the Rust Eraser, a little bit of Dawn soap or Dawn Power Wash, and we went from ew to ha-ha, which is absolutely amazing. Now, next step is to reseason this cast iron. So stay tuned. Coming up, I have that video for you where we walk you through how to reseason your cast iron.